points with an 11-goal difference after they beat Turks and Caicos by 7-0 last night. Trinidad and Tobago second, 3 points after beating Nicaragua 2-1 in their opening game. And Dominica losing to Guyana in their opener, 4-0 in Georgetown, Guyana, on Thursday night. So for both of these teams, their second game, they've both had the first game jitters under their belt. They promise to have a second game with a lot of fun involved right here in the synthetic track and field facility in Leonora, Guyana. So Dominica will be the host, but Guyana is the facility. We're going to sit tight for the national anthems. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Leonora, Guyana. Dominica versus Trinidad and Tobago, and the home team. Here's the lineup. In goal, Christina Sobers. With two changes, number 5, Alian George comes in for midfielder Briar Phillip. And then number 16, China Tulloch, comes in for forward Elijah Titre, who was in that Guyana match just a couple nights ago. Aliana Finn will be in the midfield. Captain Kira Bertrand will be in defense, along with Brianna Phillip. Number 10, Star Humphreys, will be one of the attacking players up top. And number 14, Sari Finn, will be patrolling the midfield as well for this Dominica team, who are trying to get 3 points to keep up with Trinidad and Tobago and, of course, Guyana in this Group F matchup. Our officials tonight, a Guatemala crew. Mayare Cartagena is the referee. And then assistants Iris Vail. And then second assistant referee, Delaya Roxana Vega Recinos. And then the fourth official, Astrid Gamajo. Trinidad and Tobago, after their win against Nicaragua just a couple nights ago, 2 changes. Forward, Denicia Prince comes in for Maria Francis Salant. She sits out. And then Kayla McFarlane, the number 16. She's going to come in up top. And she's going to come in for Katie Johnson, who got a red card in that Nicaragua match. Kimika Forbes in goal. Shania Naked at number 3. Rhea Belgrave, who scored the other night and was disallowed. Liana Hines, Victoria Swift. Amaya Ellis patrolling in centre midfield. Asha James, who scored. And of course, Kayla McFarlane and Lauren Hutchinson. And the leader, the captain, number 14, Karen Forbes, finishes up the lineup for Trinidad and Tobago tonight against Dominica. Like we talked about, the conditions will be slick. There were a rainstorm just before the matchup. So both of these teams are going to have to get through the wet conditions and try to remain on their feet. Referee Cartagena blows this off, and Trinidad and Tobago in red shirts, going from right to left on your screen. Dominica in white, the host team in Guyana tonight from white. We're in white, going from left to right. Trinidad and Tobago trying to get control of this ball, earlier clock. On the right-hand side, beautiful ball in. And there's Hutchinson, the veteran defender. And the first foul of the game goes against Dominica, and it's going to be Amaya Ellis, number 9, who was fouled. Free kick for Trinidad and Tobago in midfield. There's Hutchinson asking for the ball placement. And looks like they're going to take their time and wait for the centre-backs to push forward into the 18-yard box and go direct. Dominica playing a high line. And here comes Hutchinson. Headed out. As far as Asha James, the goal scorer just the other night. Hutchinson again. An excellent disciplined high line by Dominica, allows Sobers to get her hands to it. This one is out of play. Aliana Finn could not control it and threw in on the far side for TNT. Lena Hines. Asha James, number 10. Definitely one of the standout performers against Nicaragua on Thursday night. This one cleared away. Hutchinson is going to have to use all of her experience on the road to try to calm this team down. And just a bit of a mix-up. Sobers coming out, and the last touch by the Dominican defender. And it's going to be a corner kick for Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm sure Asha James will be heading across there. Number 13, Denicia Prince, getting her chance.
Alian go!
James going short.
Watch it, ball!
The cross comes in, cleared away. Still Hutchinson. Trinidad and Tobago trying to pin Dominica back. Ellis sprays it out wide. Here's Hines trying to get past Finn, and it's going to be a Dominica throw-in.
Good job, let's go, good job.
So Dominica playing a 5-4-1, a little bit pragmatic. Still trying to find 3 points or any points in this World Cup qualifiers. And Trinidad and Tobago playing a 5-3-2. So 3 centre-backs, but it can turn quickly into a traditional 4-4-2. There's Humphreys. Trying to go forward, but intercepted in the end by Belgrave. We talked about having a goal disallowed against Nicaragua. Heavy touch by Ellis. And a bit of a tussle. You can hear the collision between Ali and George. Kina Francis is going to take this throw in for Dominica. Talked about the slick conditions, trying to dry the ball before they throw in. There's Kenwin Jones at the bottom of your screen. Former Trinidad and Tobago international. 91 appearances, 23 goals for the coach of the Trinidad and Tobago women's team. There he is at the bottom of your screen. And there's number 14, Karen Forbes, 30 years old, and no doubt the captain and leader of this outfit. There's Forbes now, trying to control. No call by the referee. Play on. Dominica. Here's George, can't get to it. And it's going to be a TNT throw. Rhea Belgrave, one of the more experienced players, finding the young Asher James. Here comes Dominica now. Humphreys can't control. Forbes. Controlled by Ellis. Humphreys. Excellent control. Slips this one through. George now. George wins the throw in, and that's a small victory over on this right touchline. Humphreys in the box. Tries to squeeze this one through, and Hines clears it away. And here comes Trinidad and Tobago with a bit of a break now. Prince. Here's Naked. Some familiar names. We hear Ellis and Naked, daughters of some former international men players for Trinidad and Tobago. Here's Hines on the far side. Cleared away by Finn, taking no chances. As Trinidad and Tobago reset. Here's number 14, Sari Finn, on your screen. Here's James now. Plays in the United States. Asher James for West Texas A&M University. Had quite a good season in spring, 4 goals and 3 assists. And the reason they played in spring is because COVID-19 affected the fall season. And the fall season was pushed to spring for all the universities in the US. Here's the high press by TNT. And that press causes a throw in. And Hines will be pushing all the way up to take this one. Here's number 16, Kayla McFarlane, coming into the team to replace Sarant, who had an excellent game against Nicaragua. Kayla McFarlane, number 16, as we just mentioned, one of the unsung heroes mentioned by Kenwin Jones for this team. And we see Aliana Finn in an awkward position as the medical staff comes across to take a look.
So let's go back further. Sorry, don't. What the Alana? Alana, don't.
So correction. Shani Naked, not David Naked's daughter, but his niece rather. As Trinidad and Tobago, Sean Fuentes. Such a big part of the media and the representation of Trinidad and Tobago football corrects me. Thank you, Sean. So So as the attention turns to Aliana Finn, play resumes and Dominica will be down to 10 players. Captain Kira Boutron is going to take this free kick. Going long. Through into Dominica as they start to push up the pitch. Dominica got a cool introduction to the World Cup qualifiers with a 4-0 loss to Guyana. Breezy conditions in Georgetown. And they went down early after 15 minutes with a fantastic strike by Alfred for Guyana, and it was all downhill after that first goal. Trinidad and Tobago rather played in the 3 o'clock heat in TNT, and here's Ellis. And Sobers comes out, gets to it, and it's going to be a throw-in for TNT on the near side. It's going to be Captain Forbes. James now. Belgrave finding Naked. And she's hustled off the ball by Tulloch. Sorry, Finn can't control it. And McFarlane retrieves. Hines. Up the road it goes, but the captain intercepts. Bentran. We talked about the conditions. It's going to be wet, a little bit muddy. Players are going to have to take an extra second to control the ball. It's going to be sliding off of this surface. And the first touch for Kamika Forbes.
Anytime you get the ball up there and you're cutting, diagonal to McFarlane in the space, she will be on all the time.
Kenwin Jones, such a great influence on this team as Forbes in pursuit. Forbes retrieves. Has a shot for Forbes. Good save by Sobers. It was towards the near post and Sobers got a strong 2 hands to it. But it just shows what Forbes can do. Got the second goal for Trinidad and Tobago against Nicaragua and almost got the first this evening. A great save by Sobers. An important one, and the score remains at 0-0 after 10 minutes. Here's the replay again. Great strike by Forbes. Got all her laces on it, and Sobers, great reactionary save. Up the line it goes. Here's George now, trying to take on Hutchinson with the experienced defender. Uses her body well. But George wins the throw. And a chance for TNT to reset. It's going to be Kiana Francis taking this throw, and number 13.
Right there.
Bria Phillip comes in as a substitute. She started the first match against Guyana. And she comes back in as Aliana Finn has to sub out with that ankle injury. After only 10 minutes in this match, there's Finn. Devastating news for the Dominican. James now clears it away. And Kenwin Jones is now guilty of taking out the audio in this very important World Cup qualifier. Here's Finn, side sight. The cross in, intercepted by Naked. Can't control, and out comes Forbes to control it for Trinidad and Tobago. It went through Naked's legs, and China Tulloch could not control it, but Forbes can. Forbes going long. Great kick. Out by Brittany Stout. And the referee blows this one. It's going to be an offside against Dominica, and a free kick for Trinidad and Tobago. Victoria Swift, who had a great game against Nicaragua on Thursday night, takes the free kick. And a poor touch by Hutchinson, cleaned up by Swift. Dominica pressing high, trying to find a mistake. Intercepted by Francis. Still Francis. Going long. Trinidad and Tobago played 4 matches in the lead-up in 2021 in the October-November time period against Panama and Dominican Republic. Drew 3, lost 1. Not the best results, but valuable experience for this squad. Dominica, on the other hand, not much playing time because of the COVID-19. And despite the 4-0 loss to Guyana, it was a valuable 90 minutes for this Dominican squad. Naki trying to play it long, intercepted by George. Played through, lovely ball. It was Belgrave looking for McFarlane. Sorry, Prince rather. Here's Subas.
Good job, good job. One time.
Great kick to Finn. Sorry, Finn waiting for support. Intercepted now. Naked trying to thread this one through. Not enough power. Stout. And a bit of miscommunication between Stout and number 7.
Hey, don't
Philip.
focus. Pick up. Allen, go. Allen, go.
As the
Allen,
other
go.
number 7, Liana Hines, takes his throw in.
Good job, guys.
So the rain prevents the heat. It's going to be a overcast 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Gentle breeze in Guyana. Talked about the slick conditions. And here's Asher James interception. And the cross comes in. Forbes is there, brings it down.
Yes,
Still trying to control it. Forbes,
yes.
James, Belgrave.
On the ball, on the
James
ball.
again with the
Yes,
1-2.
on the ball, guys.
Back to James.
On the
James
ball.
on the left foot.
On the ball, yes.
And Belgraves couldn't control it.
Go, sorry. Go, sorry.
And the clearance by Dominica. And Finn can't retrieve. James uses the body well. Gets past 2. And the referee steps in. Here's the collision and blows the free kick. 15 minutes gone. Both teams trying to feel each other out. The one great strike by the captain Forbes and a good save by Sobers, the only chance so far. As Belgrave prepares to take this free kick for TNT. The visitors tonight in Guyana. Belgrave. The header and the referee not liking the contact made, and it's going to be a free kick for Dominica. And the captain, Kylie Bertrand, from the Woodbridge Strikers in the USA, takes his free kick, and it's a good one, but intercepted by Belgrave. Forbes now, and a heavy, heavy tackle
Come, Kiana.
made by Bertrand.
Allen. Down the line, down the line.
Kiana Francis going down the line, as they say. Only as far as Swift. Swift calmly gets past the pressure, and you can hear the contact from many a mile. And Sari Finn, the culprit. Sari Finn plays in Maryland Rush, Montgomery, USA. She gets the privilege to play in a World Cup qualifier. What a moment for most of these players. Yes, they play in top levels for their clubs, but to represent your country with a chance to play in Australia, New Zealand in 2023, it does not get better than that.
Forward. Forward.
Tulloch can't control. Swift. Out to Hines. Hines up the line.
Go.
And it's Forbes looking to cross it across the ground, and in the end, Denisha Prince could not get over it, and it goes out for a goal kick. But Forbes pulling off of that central position, going out wide. A good ball by Hines, a good cross by Forbes.
Turn pass and down the line. Turn pass and down the line.
And Prince could not put it on frame.
Down the line. Hit down the line. Let's go.
Here's George. Tulloch. Good tackle by Swift. Last touch against Trinidad, and it's going to be a Dominica throw. And here's that replay again. Prince getting under it. And a bit of harassment from Kiana Francis, the centre-back. And Francis taking the throw right now, I should say the right-back. Out by Bertrand.
Head it back. Head it back. Head it back.
Finn. Belgrave.
Come on, Pretty, make
Forbes out back on this left-hand side.
Pretty close. Pretty close. Pretty close.
Asher James now. Forbes on this left-hand side. Can she cross it?
Pretty.
Yes, she can. Trying to find James, and James gets on the end of it. But straight into the waiting arms of Sobers. Again, Forbes drifting out to the left-hand side this time. And now Sobers. Here comes that replay. Forbes this time on the left-hand side. Good ball into James. But Sobers looks like she may have turned her ankle. We talked about these wet conditions. And the players struggling so far. Guyana already had to make a substitution with number 9, Alana Finn, being subbed out for Bria Phillip. And now the goalkeeper Sobers, who had a fantastic save earlier on, has to get some medical treatment. So far, 19 minutes in, Dominica 0, Trinidad and Tobago 0 in this World Cup qualifier in Guyana. Both teams taking their chance for the coaching staff to get a last bit of advice as they get back on the field. No doubt the coaching staff have seen some or made some observations in the opening 19 minutes. So a chance to get the word to their players to make any sort of adjustments. Dominica versus Trinidad and Tobago, CONCACAF World Cup qualifier, and Sobers gets us back in play. Humphreys, headed out by Swift. And that was McFarlane and his Naked controlling the game with Ellis, who can't control the ball. Finn now, lovely pass by Finn. There comes Bertrand. And Swift again using her body. George out wide, early cross, a good cross. And it drops to Tulloch. Tulloch can't control and Forbes cleans up. Well, there was a good cross, a lot of potential by Dominica. Finally asking a question of this Trinidad and Tobago defense.
Get the ball. Get the ball.
Out by Forbes, a long kick. Goes to Prince. Prince with time, trying to find McFarlane, intercepted. Humphreys, met by Hines. Out of play, and it's going to be Dominica's ball. So we talk about Guyana setting the tone in this Group F match. Group F, only 6 groups. The F being the last of the 6. Only 1 team from each group goes through to the second round of qualifiers, where the USA and Canada await, which will then make 8 teams, and then 4 of those 8 teams qualify for the Land Down Under in 2023. Naked. Asher James, splendid player. Intelligent ball, looking for Forbes. Can Forbes get to it? Hefty tackle by Francis. Forbes again, the experienced Forbes. Beautiful ball into James. James goes down, referee takes a look at it. No call. Here's Ellis. Ellis with the cross. Any touch by Dominica, waiting for the linesman. No touch by Dominica, and it's going to be the home team throw-in. Every time Forbes gets the ball on this far side, or anywhere on the pitch, it is instant trouble for Dominica. Bertrand, and the assistant on the far side, alerts the referee for the contact. Free kick for Dominica. Kira Bertrand, number 18. Do not mistake it for number 19, Kylie Bertrand.
Let's go get the ball. Get the ball, guys. Get the ball. Yes, get the ball.
Naked trying to control, can't. Humphreys finding Tulloch, who was coming after did not play in the Guyanese match, the Guyana match rather, on Thursday night, but has come in so far and has looked very lively up front for Dominica. James shrugs off two. Swift going long, headed out by Francis, only as far as Belgrave. Belgrave trying to thread the line. And Belgrave goes down, the referee hears the contact, free kick now for TNT. And the last time they were in this position, Hutchinson took the free kick, went long, and looks like it's going to be the same MO. Here she comes, number 20. Replay, Belgrave gets their first, and Kylie Bertram gets their second. Referee calls for the free kick. Hutchinson going long.
Heads, guys!
Head by Naked. McFarlane gets to it. It falls for Forbes. Here comes McFarlane. Can't get the shot off.
And let's take it out!
Very compact defense by Dominica. Out to Finn. Good release.
Take it out.
Hutchinson is there. Here's Forbes. Ellis. Kenwin Jones calls Ellis one of his unsung heroes.
Take it out.
The media may talk about Forbes
Let's go.
and company, but Ellis and McFarlane, he says, are the ones that the coaching staff talks about.
Hey! 14!
Asher James, one of the stars.
Let's go,
Hines.
guys! Good job!
Out by Bertrand. Falls kindly for Stout. James, clever first touch.
Let's go, kid!
Belgrave.
Flex!
Can Belgrave get back there? She can, and she goes down. And George may be in trouble here. Let's see. No yellow card. But now the free kick goes into a very dangerous position as Belgrave goes down from the tackle by George. And now it's in shooting position. Belgrave moves off. And captain Karen Forbes is going to get behind this one. We saw the venom she can get when the ball is in play and rolling. Now it's a dead ball situation. Let's see if she can get the curve and the accuracy to get this one past Sobers. Forbes, hands on hips. No doubt we'll be looking to this first post. Can she get it up and over the wall with dip and curl?
Hey!
Referee blows.
Watch and run!
Forbes goes to the last post and no, goes straight to Sobers. It started towards the last post, but the curl took it right into Sobers' hands, and the keeper made no mistake. So 3 shots on goal, on target, and Sobers has gotten on the end of all 3. Here's Humphreys. Playing this to, looking for Finn, but Hutchinson wisely allows Forbes to get her hands on this one. Here's Belgrave. Out wide to Forbes, always seems to be open. Elusive as ever. Long ball, and it's an awkward one as Philip, the substitute, clears it out. Prince now just sorts of tries to just put it into the mixer, and in the end Sobers grabbing that thigh area. Sobers, we have to remind the viewers, went down a couple minutes ago with that thigh injury and looks to be hobbling. It looks like Prince now is on the ground, stretching. Cannot tell the viewers enough the impact COVID-19 has had on these players. Not enough time to prepare. valuable minutes of playing game time
Yes, I know, but take
intensity.
your time.
Just not there. So now they get onto the big stage, and the intensity is there. We see so many injuries. Kenwin Jones is trying to remind his players of moving the ball quicker, not holding on to the ball for long periods of time. And Forbes is going to get this one back in play. Hines.
Go forward, Killer! Follow Alian.
Hines with room.
Killer, yes.
Looking for Prince. Prince goes down.
Oh!
And referee
Let's fall back, Ali.
Cartagena
Alian,
is right on top of it. Referee Cartagena from Guatemala,
Alian inside.
as well as the assistant referees.
Yes, inside. No foul. No foul. Let's go. No foul.
Swift now with the responsibilities to take this one. Not Hutchinson. We see
Number 14,
Naked patrolling on top of the 18-yard box in number 3.
Yeah. Number 14,
And Prince, number 13, and Forbes, 14, makes a move. And it's a great ball flicked on by Belgrave, and he's shot by Forbes, a left-footed shot. Well organized, well orchestrated, and the captain just couldn't get her shot on frame.
Hey, Brittany.
Great ball by Swift. The flick on by Belgrave,
No,
and the left-footed drive by Forbes past the last post.
Brittany.
Goal kick for Dominica.
On a dead kick, change it 14. Come and hold
And
14.
Sobers is so injured, she cannot take the goal kicks.
When they take the free kick.
Out by Bertrand. McFarlane can't get there, and it's a Dominica throw. So with Guyana setting the pace in this group, 6 points from 2 games, a plus 11 goal difference, a 4-0 win over Dominica, and then a 7-0 thrashing over Turks and Caicos last night. Trinidad and Tobago and Dominica, if they do get the 3 points tonight, have to start thinking of goal difference, starting to win significantly to keep up with Guyana. Here's Belgrave.
Watch it run. No foul.
George intercepts. Belgrave retrieves. Looking for
You're alone, you're alone.
James.
Take it out, take it out, take it out,
Finn
take it
now.
out, take it out. Don't go back in the goal, sorry.
Belgrave. James now. Back inside. And a heavy touch by Prince. Naked cleans up. Still Naked. Hines overlapping. Good cross by Hines. A beauty of a cross. And it's James again. And it's 1-0 Trinidad and Tobago. Asha James opening the scoring. Exactly what she did 4 days ago in Port of Spain against Nicaragua. Does it again against Dominica. And it's Trinidad and Tobago 1. Dominica 0. Number 10 opens the scoring tonight. And Sobers can do nothing with it. A peach of a crush by Hines. Prince goes up. It drops kindly for James, but boy, did she pounce on it. And finishes it beautifully to give the visitors the lead in Guyana. Now Dominica, after 31 minutes, have to start shifting gears and moving uphill. It all started with that brilliant cross by Hines. Nothing much the centre-backs of Dominica can do. Prince went up, and James just so lively in the box. The technique was there to make it 1-0. Technique not there for Francis, and Forbes using her hands, and the smile is there. She knows it. The referee knows it. Free kick for Dominica. Head coach for Dominica, Albert Titre, trying to get his players going. Ellis goes down. Tulloch goes out wide, trying to find George. Through in for Trinidad and Tobago as Belgrave comes across. We see the three centre-backs of Hutchinson, Swift, and Hines given the red light, the green light rather, to move ahead. Correct that. I see the Hines tucking in, so it's 4 at the back. So it's Hines at right back, Swift at centre back, Hutchinson left centre back, Belgrave at left back. And that makes up the back four of TNT. And here's the goal scorer herself, Asha James.
Let's go, guys. We work hard. Don't give it away. Let's go. We can score.
Hutchinson gets a foot to it. Ellis going long. The awkward bounce out by Stout, only as far as Forbes. And we hear a shriek by Prince. She goes down, and in a heap of trouble is Prince. She is writhing in pain. Not a good sign. Came in for this game, Denisha Prince. And she is in a lot of discomfort. The second player to go down already in 35 minutes. We know Alana Finn, number 9, went down for Dominica in the opening 15 minutes. And we can just hear the wailing from Prince, who just came in for this game. Here's the replay again. Stout goes up, Prince lands and immediately starts to hobble. It was not from the contact by Stout. It was the way that Prince landing on the turf looked very awkward. And now Kenwyn Jones looks down to his bench, hand around the mouth. I think he senses the discomfort from his player. Yep, and we see, I'm going to play doctor here, but we see referee Katahena pointing to the meniscus side of the knee. And that is all the medical advice I'm going to give anybody on this broadcast. So, after 35 minutes, Dominica 0, Trinidad and Tobago 1. We see some players being subbed off with injuries. And Prince, the Trinidad and Tobago player, on the ground, still being attended to. And we see Captain Forbes giving some advice to the players, and I really believe that's going to be the end of Denisa Prince, who came in for this game, did not start against Nicaragua. Coach Kenwyn Jones, you can see the discomfort on his face. It did not sound good. We could hear the shriek when it happened. And Denisa Prince off on the stretcher, no doubt. You can see clearly in discomfort. And we're just waiting to see who the substitute will be coming on to replace her. So a drop ball is going to get us back in play. Ellis and Trinidad and Tobago, the ball has to bounce, and I think Ellis just so eager to progress. And the ball has to hit the turf first before she can control it. There it is. And Trinidad and Tobago retrieve possession. Down to 10 players, 9 outfield, 1 goalkeeper. Here's Forbes. Here's Hines, who created that goal for Asha James. James goes down. You can hear another clumsy tackle by Bertrand. And it's the first yellow card of the evening.
Alan! Early! Look at what happened outside there, yeah. Kiana.
So Bertrand goes into the box. First yellow card for the evening. And the first substitution, the second substitution, but the first for Trinidad and Tobago is going to be made. Number 18, Maria Francis Serrant, who started the game against Nicaragua, comes in And she's going to go back into that center forward position to replace Denicia Prince, who went down in an awful injury. Long kick by Swift. Looking for Sarant. Sarant in there. McFarlane, Belgrave. Lovely clip by McFarlane. And Sarant trying to get to it. Sobers off a line and gobbles it up. So another one who's nursing an injury. Number 12, Christina Sobers. Seems to be doing all right. Sobers clears. Tulloch can't control. The other number 16, McFarlane, can. Hines gets back to that byline. Can she cross it like she did last time? Another great cross by Hines. Up goes Sarant. Here comes Forbes.
Watch the ball. Watch the
Forbes
ball.
looks at Ellis, finds Ellis.
Watch the ball.
Back on top to Forbes. She can strike it.
Pressure, don't let kick.
Gives herself some room.
Don't let kick. Don't let
Hounded
kick.
by
Yeah.
Finn. And here comes Finn. A bit of a counter-attack for Dominica now. Humphreys finds Tulloch. Heavy touch by Tulloch. And cleaned up by Swift. Beautiful football from the centre-back. So a bit of end-to-end action. Trinidad and Tobago probing on one end and then the counter-attack on the other. Game definitely picking up. Number 7, Brianna Phillip is going to take the throw-in on the far side for Dominica. Phillip now.
Pick up.
Clips it in. Intercepted by Ellis. Back in it goes. Forbes, the captain, she's everywhere. Beautiful ball by Forbes. Oh, when McFarlane goes down, she's about to run onto it. What's the decision here by the referee? It's going to be called incident. No, here comes the yellow card. It's the number 13, Bria Phillip, the substitute who came on for number 9, Alana Finn, who came off. Goes into the referee's book. It's his second caution for this Dominica team. McFarlane was about to run onto it. Sobers would have been out of her goal. Have to say, a clever free kick given away by Phillip. Here comes that replay again. Here's number 16 closing in, and here's Phillip just taking her out, the number 13. And no doubter for the referee. In the end, Phillip goes into the books. And a free kick for Hutchinson and Trinidad and Tobago. Little too forward for a shot. But we see Forbes, Sarant, and company. Swift is in there, the centre-back. Naked, the number 3 is there. Hutchinson goes for the shot and goes over Sobers' post. No problems. Dominica reset. There's Hutchinson trying the shot. Have to say, allowing Dominica to get off the hook as all the centre-backs and forwards were queuing up for the cross. Hutchinson, who just went into the referee's books, plays it short, and Francis kicks this one out. She was hurried off the ball for that one. And Belgrave takes the throw. George, safety first. Belgrave and Sarant, who just came on only moments ago, can't control that one. So 42 minutes gone, we into the 43rd. Trinidad and Tobago 1, Dominica 0. We're in the track and field facility in Leonora, Guyana. Rainy conditions, wet pitch, and the visitors have a 1-0 lead. Swift. Hines has the assist so far. McFarlane. Going out wide, there's Asha James threading the ball, and Sarant almost got onto it. Good save by Bertrand. Excellent defensive tackle by the big number 19. Here's that timely tackle again. Clever ball by James, and there's Bertrand again. Timely tackle by the number 19. Forbes with the cross. Sobers gets a hand to it. Bertrand cleans up. Sarant gets a foot to this one, and it's going to be a Dominica throw. You can see Sobers still limbering. Hines.
Shift. Let's go up, Alien. Up.
Hutchinson going short to James, who shows well. Finding Belgrave. Lovely build-up by the visitors. Clips it in. Ellis. Ellis goes down. No call by the referee. Looking for Forbes. Well played by George. Good defending. To the point where Dominica are going to win the throw-in. Excellent play by Aliana George. So we're into the last minute of the 45 minutes. But with the two injuries we've had so far in the first half, no question there'll be some significant injury time being played. Just a reminder that Alana Finn came off for Dominica, replaced by Bria Phillip. And then Denisa Prince came off with that terrible injury. And Maria Francis Sarant replaced her just minutes ago for Trinidad and Tobago. Here's George. Met by Belgrave as Dominica progresses up the sideline. Claps from the assistant coaches. Francis looks inside. Tulloch can't control. Sarant finding Hines. Bertrand. Clever ball by Bertrand, but met by Swift. Here's Finn. Humphreys. George is out there, should have found her. Tried to fake Belgrave. Belgrave didn't fall for it. Forbes. Francis gets a foot to it, and Stout clears. Belgrave. Forbes trying to clip that one in. Have to believe there was a missed kick by the number 14. She's had a fantastic game so far. The one and only leader of this team. There is no doubt who leads this group, and it's number 14. Forbes for Trinidad and Tobago, and Sobers, who's done a remarkable job shrugging off the injury earlier on in the game, goes back down just minutes before the half. Seems to be a groin injury. Referee Cartagena is turning out to be more of a medical official than a game official, as she blows for the end of the first half to try to get these players some medical attention. Sobers stays on the ground. So the end of 45 minutes, Trinidad and Tobago lead by a 1-0 over Dominica. A goal by Asha James, the number 10, and the assist by Hines, Liana Hines from the right-hand side, as the visitors take a valuable 1-0 lead at the end of 45 minutes. And we'll be back in only moments for the first half highlights. See you soon. Welcome back to Leonora, Guyana for the first half highlights between Dominica and Trinidad and Tobago for this CONCACAF Women's World Cup qualifier with a chance to get to Australia, New Zealand in 2023. The captain shared the gifts and the kickoff began, and it was Trinidad and Tobago who were creating inroads at the beginning. Captain Forbes getting the first chance, and what a strike it was, and a great save by Sobers in goal. Here's Forbes just outpacing George, wins it, and a fantastic shot. And Sobers equal to the task with a great save to keep Dominica and Trinidad and Tobago at 0. Swifty centre-back found Hines, the overlapping right-back, and a clever ball through, finding Forbes again. Her cross finds Prince, and the ball was kicked over by Prince, couldn't get over it. Here's the replay again. Prince on the end of it, getting under it, and goes over bar. Another chance for TNT. Here's Asha James, waiting for support, and guess who is there? Forbes herself, the captain. Gets to the byline, left foot this time. James on the end of it, Sobers gathers. And Sobers was active throughout the first 45 minutes to the point where she actually gathered an injury. Here's James again. There's a free kick by Forbes now, and it bends right into Sobers' hands. There's a free kick again, a lot of curl, and easy in the end for the goalkeeper. Then it was Swift with the free kick, flicked on by Belgrave, and Forbes again with the left-footed drive past the far post. Excellent dead ball by Swift, equally good by Belgrave, and Forbes just could not connect. Then it was Naked, finding Hines on the right-hand side. Just a beauty of a cross, flicked on by Prince, and a beautiful finish by James to give her his second goal in as many games and give Trinidad and Tobago a valuable 1-0 lead on the road in Guyana against Dominica. There's the cross and the beauty of a finish by the number 10 to give the visitors the 1-0 lead. First half statistics. Dominica versus Trinidad and Tobago, 6 shots to 1. Trinidad and Tobago over Dominica. Shots on goal 3-1. Fouls 8-3. Dominica being physical and trying to impede the visitors in getting close to goal. Possession-wise, Dominica 55-45. Trinidad and Tobago being a little bit more pragmatic in not giving up giving up chances in their third of the field, but giving up some possession as a result. But the game plan is working as planned, and the visitors have that 1-0 lead going into the second half. My name is Ryan Davis. Join us back in the second half momentarily. Welcome back for the second half of this CONCACAF Women's World Cup qualifier, Group F, between Trinidad and Tobago and Dominica. The visitors, Trinidad and Tobago, lead by a 0-0. Asher James with a clever finish from a cross from Liana Hines. And Dominica is going to get us underway, and it's going to be Tulloch, China Tulloch, who's going to kick this one off. Referee blows, and we begin the second half. Bertrand going out wide. Looking for Humphreys, battling with Naked. And if you do hear that familiar name, Naked, as I was told by Sean Fuentes, that is the niece of former Trinidad and Tobago international David Naked. And there you have free kick for Trinidad and Tobago. Here's Swift, who has proven to have a very good understanding of dead ball situations, with another great free kick over the top, a teasing one. And it bounces out.
Set it up!
Forbes, the number 14, Karen Forbes, no doubt the target for that one. And Sobers, who had hit the ground on more than one occasion in the first half, seems to be back up and ready for the next 45 minutes. Made some great saves in the first half, Sobers.
Asha, let's win the headers!
As Kylie Bertrand kicks this one. Sorry, Kira Bertrand, rather. Humphreys. Beautiful touch, but the pass did not equal the touch. Here's Belgrave, mentioned she had a goal disallowed against Nicaragua on Thursday evening, in Trinidad and Tobago. Too many hands by Bertrand on James. And it's going to be free kick for Trinidad and Tobago. Here's Hines. Had that assist in the first half. Hines going on the line. Here's McFarlane finding James. Has a fantastic left foot, and a right for that matter. Finn. Bodies off Belgrave, she gets a foot to it. Here's James. James with a shot, and Sobers lets this one go. Now, interestingly enough, Sobers in the first game against Guyana got beaten with a strike just like that. It was higher and in the top corner. But luckily for Sobers, this one went wide.
Let's win our headers. Win it. We're done.
James. Philip, the substitute, loses out to the other substitute, Serrant. Serrant chops it back, beats one, beats two, stays on her feet. Hines now. Oh, and George, good bit of defending. And quite rightly, the throw-in goes to Dominica.
Hey, Leon, get back. Get back behind it. Serrant. Come on. Win it, Asha.
Coaching staff pleading with the players to get back in position. Here's Forbes. Karen Forbes, the captain. James. Beautiful switch of play over to Hines. Good first touch. Ellis, daughter of Mark Ellis, former Trinidad and Tobago U19 player. Belgrave slips it through to James and cleared away in the end by Bertrand. So there's a look at the captain, Kira Bertrand, for Dominica.
Try and get on it a bit. Let's go forward.
So throw in on the far side. Going back to Group F, the upcoming matches for Dominica. And as a shot comes in, and Sobers decides to go onto this one and retrieves. The shot was from far out, and Sobers did well to judge it and get a hold of it. Just going back to the upcoming matches for Dominica. Their next match is against Turks and Caicos, April 6th. They'll be circling that one to get 3 points. And then the last match of this group for them will be against Nicaragua on April 12th. Here's Sarant now. Will she go to the byline? No, she doesn't. Squares this one across. Bertrand, clearance. Headed by Ellis. Sarant is in. Gets a foot to it, and Sobers is out. And the last touch, and Sobers may be in trouble here. Again, writhing in pain. The referee calling to the medical staff. Here's Ellis with the header. Here comes Sarant. Sobers is out. And her feet get taken out from under her by Sarant. And she's writhing in pain. We've already have Denicia Prince from Trinidad and Tobago who had an awkward fall. Had to be stretchered off the pitch. As to Alana Finn from Dominica, had to be stretchered off as well. Couldn't this be number 3? Sobers already had that injury in the first half. As McFarlane is getting some advice from Carlos Edwards. Speaking of former Trinidad and Tobago men's players. Played in the 2006 World Cup, Edwards. And here comes the magic spray. Let me tell you something. The magic spray for decades on end has healed every wound possible in this sport. So Sobers is in good hands. Here's Stout, the centre-back, talking to her other centre-back, Francis. Kiana Francis, number 17. So maybe the spray was not so magical tonight. Here's McFarlane, did not play against Nicaragua. He's come in and did a more than amicable job tonight with the energy, pace, creativity. Sobers being helped to her feet. Let's see if she stays on. Has done a great job in between the posts so far. And referee Cartagena has been more of a medical official rather than a game official. Has now tended to Sobers, and Sobers gives the thumbs up. And looks like we're about to restart. Bertrand with the goal kick. Ellis with the header. Sarant, so quick, the number 18. Out by Humphreys. Safety first, as they say.
Let's go.
Karen Forbes. Here's Humphreys. Forbes, left-footed cross. And Bertrand gets a head to it, and it drops kindly for Sarant. And Sister Bertrand comes across and clears it out. But what an opportunity that was for Trinidad and Tobago. Just what seemed to be a harmless cross by Forbes was not taken care of by the captain, Kira Bertrand. There's Sarant. And then Kylie Bertrand clears that one. Here's Finn. She goes down in a heap. And the free kick for Dominica occurred before the infringement. But Finn still down, fell awkwardly. Tough challenges going on out there with that wet pitch in Guyana.
Let's go. Inside.
So Dominica have not had a chance to venture anywhere near the Trinidad and Tobago goal in the last 20 minutes of playing time. Now they have a great opportunity to put this one in the 18-yard box and see where this ball falls. Bertrand, into the box it goes, headed out by Swift. Phillip. Ellis gets there.
Let's go.
Out by McFarlane. As far as James. Good touch. Sarant, lovely 1-2. And James with a great pass to Forbes. James is trailing. Forbes looks across, goes to the byline. Good touch by Stout. Still Forbes. Stout again. Stout is adhesive, to say the least. Good tackle by the centre-back. Good timing. Here's Forbes. Belgrave. Headed out, no, headed back by Philip. Maybe trying to find Sobers with a back pass, but in the end gives up a corner.
That was the one.
And now Trinidad and Tobago get a chance to have a dead ball in the Dominica 18-yard box. Let's see. The centre-backs are coming up swift. Forbes has some height, some aerial ability. Belgrave is up there. Asher James, who took the corners against Nicaragua, is going to take this one as well. Here's James. Almost falls for Sarant. The shot by Hutchinson, well wide.
Hey, come on, Reds.
You can see Sobers limping dramatically, and there's Hutchinson with the left-footed shot. Out by Bertrand. Only as far as Finn, who can't control. Throw in for Trinidad and Tobago. Now looking at Trinidad and Tobago's games, no doubt they'll have Guyana on their radar, since Guyana is leading this Group F with 6 points. Here's Sarant. Forbes to the byline. Left-footed cross. Well stopped by Francis. In by Belgrave. And Ellis is there, but too many hands, and Philip doesn't like the contact. It's in the hands of Sobers, but let's see if the referee asks for a free kick. Nope, she allows it to play on, yeah, and now she corrects Sobers and says it is a free kick. So no doubt, if the score stands, both Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana will have 6 points apiece. Remember, only one team comes out of the group to get into the second round of qualifying. Guyana has a +11 goal difference. Trinidad and Tobago will have a +2. Now, the next 2 games for Trinidad and Tobago will be Turks and Caicos, which by the looks of it seems to be the weakest team of the group. And then the last game of the group, they will play against Guyana for all the marbles, as they say. And here's Sarant. The speedy Sarant is in on goal. The shot by Sarant, saved by Sobers, and it's in. Maria Francis Sarant, the substitute, comes on and puts Trinidad and Tobago up by 2-0. An early ball by Hines, again turning the provider. That'll be her second assist for the night. And Sarant looks up, doesn't ask for permission, and just fires a rocket. Sobers, who's had a great game all night, couldn't handle that one. And into the far post it goes. TNT 2, Dominica 0. And Sobers, who's been valiant all night long in goal, is going to be substituted. Pearl Etienne is coming off for Sobers. And here we go. Humphreys. Controlled by Naked. Trinidad and Tobago getting back the flow again. Their tails are in the air, playing with a bit of swagger now. Here comes James. Beats 1, beats 2, can't get a third. Good cleaning up by Bertrand. That was Kylie Bertrand, by the way. Naked loses out. Finn. Naked retrieves. Lovely touch. Back to Belgrave. And the one touch by James cannot find Forbes. So, Trinidad and Tobago 2, Dominica 0. Liana Hines, 2 assists, the number 7, the right back for Trinidad and Tobago. The first one to Asher James in the first half, the second to Sarant. And she's had a fantastic performance so far. Kylie Bertrand with the free kick. Going long. Here's Finn, looking for some support. Hounded by Belgrave. Finn wins the throw. Here's Tulloch. Brings it back. Naked. Looking for space, finds it. Forbes, always open, always elusive. Hutchinson, experienced, 30 years old, swift. Hines, 2 assists. Back to Swift. Swift finds Ellis. Hines now. Accuracy, pace. McFarlane. The build-up is beautiful. Serrant makes the run. A great ball by McFarlane. Can't find James. Only as far as Ellis. Ellis with the left-footed drive. Met by Stout. And it's going to be, look at the wind. The wind takes that ball out for a corner. And it's going to be an in-swinging corner for Trinidad and Tobago. Asher James, 2 goals in 2 matches, goes across to take this one. Look at the wind. He's going to have to find some support here. And it's going to be a throw-in. Referee changes the decision. Forbes. Forbes, well met by Finn. Flicked on. Met by Hutchinson rather. Tulloch can't control, left on an island up there. Beautiful ball. And guess who it was? Liana Hines. Can do no wrong, the number 7. There she is, 2 assists tonight. Her passing from deep has created Dominica all sorts of trouble. Bertrand going long. Met by Phillip. Referee didn't like the 2 hands to the back from McFarlane. Free kick to Dominica. We see the possession numbers at the end of the first 45 minutes going towards Dominica. And I think a lot of it is this, the time spent with free kicks and stoppages. So I think those possession numbers could be a little bit misleading. There's Bertrand going long. Headed out by Ellis. Hutchinson allows it to drop. And a chance for Dominica. It was Finn. Forbes came out. May have gotten a hand to it. No, she did not. Goal kick to Trinidad and Tobago. But the ball over the top, Hutchinson misjudged it. Finn ran onto it. And a bit of a half chance for the home team. There's Finn trying to get in. Forbes in no man's land. And in the end, Finn gets the last touch. Swift. Swift going long. Look at the control by Serrant. That was unique, beautiful to watch. Phillip switching the play, looking for Finn. Good ball by Serrant. McFarlane outside of the foot, intercepted. Here's Stout. Cleared out by Stout. So throw in deep in Dominica's third. Trinidad and Tobago, we talked about the goal difference that Guyana has to have more goals on their plate. Remember Guyana beating Dominica by 4-0 on Thursday night. If TNT had to keep pace on a goal difference level, have to circle this next 25 minutes to try and keep up with Guyana. Francis going long. Lovely play by Finn. Rather, it was Phillip. Here's Humphreys. Turning away from trouble. Good tackle by Belgrave. Swift retrieves. Brings it all the way back to Forbes. Kimika Forbes, not Karen Forbes. Hines rolls it into Ellis. Ellis going long. A beauty of a ball by Ellis. It skids off the surface and into Forbes' path. Forbes has Sarant. Forbes goes for goal. And has every right, Karen Forbes. She's as two-footed as they get. Went onto her left foot. Had a look at goal. Didn't get her left foot around it. Splices it wide. And looks very much like my golf shot. Splices into the trees. Nonetheless, great ball by Ellis. Good effort by Forbes. Here's McFarlane. Waiting for the referee, and looks like it's going to be a substitution. Yep. One for Trinidad and Tobago. It's going to be number 17. May Matuk coming off for Shani Naked. And the number 17 gets some valuable playing time. Here's Matuk. Can't get on the end of it. Back to McFarlane. And Swift bodies off to Luck. And it's going to be a TNT throw. So May Matuk plays for Police FC, getting her first look. Here's Hutchinson. Beautiful ball by Forbes, who has now come deeper, allowing Matuk to go up. So Sarant has gone to the left side. Matuk up in that center forward position. Here she is. Turns onto the right foot. Still Matuk, get onto the left foot this time and drives it beautifully. An easy save in the end for 18. There's Matuk onto her left foot. Good shot. Substitutes first real touch of the ball. And a good effort. There's Tulloch trying to turn away. Ellis. Still Ellis on her feet. McFarlane. McFarlane with options. Tries to slip it into Sarant. Good defending in the end by Francis. Belgrave now with space. Will she use the left foot? Yes, she does. Good cross. I take it back. Couldn't get around it. And it goes in for a Dominica goal kick. Here's Belgrave. Very impressive first match against Nicaragua, and equally impressive so far against Dominica. We're in the 68th minute. Trinidad and Tobago 2, Dominica 0. Goes by Asha James. And Sarant, Francis Sarant. Out by Francis from Dominica. Forbes, who's dropped all the way back into midfield now. Hines. Hines, just a little too much contact on Humphreys. Yep, Humphreys asking, try to borrow my shirt. Dominica, like Turks and Caicos, such a young federation. And these minutes that we see here, just a growing and learning experience for these women. Despite the scoreline, despite the performance, you can already see Dominica improving from that first game against Guyana. They were overwhelmed. So far, have really, really done a lot better in the second game against TNT. But here's Swift. And a lovely turn from McFarlane. Tried the back heel and it worked. James can't retrieve. Out by Francis. Long kick. An awkward bounce. Out by Forbes. To the other Forbes. Lovely ball by Belgrave. Finding Sarant. She's nimble and quick. Sarant now. Just can't get that last touch in, and an easy one now for the captain, Kira Boutron. George, good bit of skill. Trying to beat Ellis. Ellis stays with it, and James supports her. And here's Forbes. Forbes with a left-footed shot. And Etienne gobbles it up in the end after the second attempt. Poor distribution. James, Forbes. Trinidad and Tobago sniffing out a third here. Belgrave. And Bertrand was offside. Windy night. It's in the early 80s now, creeping into the 70s Fahrenheit in Guyana. Lots of rain before the match, a slick pitch. But so far things have cleared up as we have some more substitutions taking place. We have number 14, captain Karen Forbes. Sorry, I take that back. Sari Finn, my mistake, coming out. And Titre, who played in the first match, is coming in. Out comes number 7, Brianna Ria Phillip, and in comes in number 4, Kasika Samuel. Here's Dominica with Bertrand. Intercepted by James, looking for options. Clips it through, too close for 18. Picks it up easily, very quick off a line. Hines wins it back, swift. No chance for Dominica to hold any sort of constructive possession. Great first touch by Matuk rather. Hines again. Closed down quickly by the white shirts. Talak retrieves. Heavy first touch, but has some space. Humphreys, one touch. George to no one. Belgrave brings it down. And TNT reset. Beautiful ball by Belgrave, looking for Ellis, who's now come out to that left-hand side. Played most of the night in the center of the midfield. But now we're seeing Forbes in the middle with James. Beautiful ball through the legs of James into George. Now, maybe a chance for Dominica. George now lines up a shot and takes one, but comfortably taken in the end by Kamika Forbes. 31 years of age, the experienced goalkeeper. What a reassuring figure to have behind that back line for TNT. McFarlane out by Phillip. "17 minutes to go." Dominica, that was really their first chance all game long. A shot on goal, easily saved by Forbes. And can they build off of that? Here's Bertrand, hustled off by James. Has Sarant intercepted in the end by Francis. Here's Samuel. James. Hines controls. Matuk trying to find McFarlane, but it was too long. And the substitute is taking a little while to get to the pace of the game and get that touch. Had a good shot in the opening seconds when she came on. But since then, had some heavy touches. Goal kick to Dominica. That was Titra on the far side. Belgrave wins the throw in. So the women's soccer warriors ranked 73rd in the world right now. They've dropped 3 points over the last couple of months. And we have the coaching staff of Carlos Edwards and Kenwin Jones coming into the foray and really starting to rebuild the program. Get this group, build a strong, solid squad. As you can hear Carlos Edwards at the bottom of your screen, spurring his team on, looking for a third. And here's Karen Forbes. Tries to clip it in. Matuk with the volley. Great first touch to set up the volley. Just couldn't get over it, the number 17. Look at that touch. Couldn't get over it for the second. But what great invention by the center forward. Exactly what you want to see in the last third of the field, especially the box. Carlos Edwards and Kenwin Jones must applaud that.
Let's go!
Stout. Couldn't get a foot around it. Throw in for Trinidad and Tobago. Hines. Ellis. Crowded off. Retrieves it. Ellis clips it in. And here comes Matuk, and she win the corner. Still in play. Here comes Stout. Matuk turns well, gets to the byline. And a great cross. And Sarant had a great chance. Slid right off of her forehead. Beauty of a ball by Matuk. Good job by Sarant to elevate. Just couldn't turn it on frame. But something out of nothing from the women's soccer warriors. Forbes probing for the third. Intercepted by Francis. Hines. Ellis with the shot. Bounces in front of Etienne and gets her hands on it eventually. Great shot by Hines. Took 2 touches, stayed over it. An awkward bounce for Etienne, and in the end, did a great job controlling it. Slide tackle by Belgrave. Great job by the substitute, Titre. Making a nuisance of herself, getting in between Belgrave and the ball, and in the end, the number 4 had to just lunge and give up the free kick. Could be a yellow card. And Titre looks like she hit her head against the ground when she landed. Tell you what, referee Cartagena has had to call to the medical staff so often tonight. Every time somebody hits the deck, she probably holds her breath. So free kick for Dominica, another chance to put this one in the mixer. Bertrand is going to take this one. And it's a good one, right into the heart. The header by Tulloch. No one there, cleared by McFarlane. Lack of communication. Number 16 did not realize she had a lot of time. So it looks like there may be a substitution. McFarlane is retreating. And the number 16, McFarlane, comes out. Number 12, Chelsea Ralph comes in. And then we have Asher James, the goal scorer, the number 10, coming out. And number 6, Kadeen Jack, coming in. Ball played all the way back, Francis. Intercepted by Hutchinson, and here comes Forbes.
Hold it there.
Belgrave dispossessed, out by Hines. Only as far as Francis. Dominica starting to get some belief. Played out wide to Sarant, out on that left-hand side. Good tackle by Stout. So 4 substitutions each being made by both Dominica and Trinidad and Tobago, which means 1 left for both teams. Here's Matuk. Matuk again. Goes back to the left foot. Seems to be as two-footed as Karen Forbes, which is impressive. And wins Trinidad and Tobago a corner kick, as it looks like Forbes is going across to take. Talking about the rebuilding of the program for this Trinidad and Tobago outfit. Forbes talking after the Nicaragua game, talking about buying into what Kenwin Jones and his staff has laid out for them. Here's Forbes now. Corner kick met by Stouts, and they'll do it over again. Talking about buying into the coaching staff's philosophy and starting to see the rewards of that. Here's Forbes. This time it's a low one, met by Francis again. That's 2 for 2. Humphreys allows. He's out again, looking for the substitute. That was Samuel. In the end, met by Bertrand, the captain. Forbes swings this one in. Stout misses, and it falls for Sarant, and Sarant could get number 3! Sarant misses a golden opportunity to give the TNT a 3-0 lead. It bounced kindly for her, and the number 18 just could not find the far corner. What an opportunity that was. Beautiful ball in by Forbes. The misunderstanding by Bertrand, and it fell kindly for the number 18, and she could not find the back of the net. Dominica left off the hook. Here's Philip. George now. Well, talking about goal difference, that one might hurt. Trinidad and Tobago desperately looking for that third one to keep up with Guyana. But Sarant made a clever run, just couldn't finish it in the end. Belgrave. Take that back, that was Keating Jack. Forbes now, who's out to Hines. 8 minutes left in the 90 minutes. Hines clips this one beautifully to Sarant, and she has to be thinking of that last opportunity. And she mistrapped that one right after. It's amazing how he can play on the mind, the missed opportunities of a forward. And no doubt one of the players of the match, Liana Hines, 2 assists tonight for both goals. And Kylie Bertrand is hustled off the ball. Ellis. Out wide to Matuk, who's come out left, and Sarant back into the center. Sarant. Matuk now, looking for room to shoot, can't find it. Back to Durant, good read by Humphreys. Dominica have a little window to counter. Humphreys goes long and gives it up to Swift. Swift all the way back to Forbes. And a great bit of distribution to Belgrave. Jack. Captain Forbes. Ralph now trying to belt George, and met by the captain Kira Bertrand.
Right there, we can win it. Right there.
Coach Kenwin Jones said this is the beginning of something great with this federation and group. And the players are really adapting. Jack trying to trail, heavy first touch, but it was a clever run by the number 6. And a good look from Ellis. Ellis playing in the United States, playing for Johns Hopkins University. Again, one of those players not hampered by COVID-19. Had a long run in the NCAA season, and a Great tackle by Forbes. Is there anything she can't do? Referee blows, but Forbes got all ball. It's going to be a free kick for Dominica, but that was a well-timed tackle by Karen Forbes. There goes the ball. Ralph is retrieving it. Referee calls the foul. And there may be another injury here. Have to put this on the shoulders of the pandemic. Lack of intense playing time for these players over the last 2 years, but for most of these players, and now the intensity of the tournament, of the qualifications. Players have stepped onto the pitch and they've been dropping like flies over the last few weeks. They've tried to respond. They've played at the 5th gear, playing their hearts out on the pitch, but their bodies will let them down. Here's Humphreys. Looks like she's recovered, the number 10. She's going off to the sideline to get further attention. So Dominica down to 10 players. Captain Kira Bertrand behind this one. Serrant retreats. Bertrand, the header. Tulloch. Met by Matuk. Lays it back to Forbes. Smart ball. Jack has Ralph. Can she find her? No, she can't. Philip intercepts. Here comes George. George twisting and turning, trying to get past Jack, the substitute. Can't. Jack. And in the end, cleared away by Dominica. And here comes the number 10, Humphreys, about to come back on the pitch, and Dominica will be back to 11 players. Hines playing it short, finding Matuk. Nope, left it for Serrant. Off by Forbes, and that was a missed kick. I think the one mistake she's made tonight, Karen Forbes. And it still went to a TNT player. And looks like Belgrave has just bundled over. It seems to be his substitute, Elijah Titre. She's going to have a free kick, and she's going to leave it for Francis. So we're in the 80th minute. Trinidad and Tobago, the visitors, 2-0 up over Dominica in Leonora, Guyana, just miles north of the Amazon rainforest. And we had rainforest-type conditions at the facility. Wet pitch, but of course, both of these teams, being from the Caribbean, will be used to the conditions, and I think they've adapted well. We had two terrible injuries. One by Alana Finn from Dominica, had to be carted off. And the other one by Prince, Denicia Prince, had to be carted off as well. So 2 players, one from each team, terrible injuries. Goal by Asha James, had one against Nicaragua, the opener, and had the opener again tonight for TNT. And the second goal by Serrant, both assisted by the right back, Liana Hines, the number 7. Here's Francis. Up the line it goes. Did it come in? Referee still deciding. Nope, did not come in. And she's going to see a touch by TNT, so it's going to be a throw-in for Dominica further up the pitch. But here's Matuk now, the 2-footed Matuk. Goes to the byline, crosses with the left foot. Looks like Ralph overplayed her hand, and there was nowhere for Matuk to find her. Ellis looking for the throw-in. Great control by Jack. Rolls it to Matuk. Matuk. And here's Forbes. She can't strike it. Forbes. Good save, and Etienne made it look easy. But it was a scud by the captain, putting her laces through it again. Straight to Etienne. Have to believe if it went on either side of the goalkeeper, it would be number 3. But Karen Forbes again asking questions. Headed by Humphreys. Tulloch. Often left on an island tonight in number 16 for Dominica. Clipped in. Only as far as Kaylee Bertrand. Here she is. Here's George. George skips pass. Ralph only met by Hines. Jack leaves it for Forbes. And the 90 minutes are up. And we're going to have 1 minute of injury time. And TNT now in the driver's seat and looking at 3 points tonight and 6 points altogether to join Guyana on 6 points. But Guyana, we talked about that plus 11 goal difference. And TNT, if the score stands, will have a plus 3 goal difference, plus 2 rather. But can they get a third before the end? Sarant looking for Ralph, intercepted by Bertrand. Out by Phillip, only as far as Ellis. One last chance for Trinidad and Tobago. Phillip intercepts. Up the line it goes to George. Hines now. And this may be the last kick of the game. And it's going to come from the goalkeeper from Etienne. And yes, referee Cartagena blows it off. At the end of 90 minutes, Trinidad and Tobago 2, Dominica 0 in this CONCACAF World Cup qualifier in Guyana. Goals from Asher James and Francis Sarant, who came on as a substitute as TNT takes a comfortable 2-0 win in this World Cup qualifier in Guyana. My name is Ryan Davis. We'll be back for the first half highlights momentarily. First half highlights for this women's CONCACAF World Cup qualifier for Australia, New Zealand 2023. Group F, as Trinidad and Tobago play Dominica in Guyana. The trading of the gifts from the two teams. And Denisha Prince gets us off. And it's going to be Trinidad and Tobago who created the first chance. Who else? Karen Forbes gets past one, gets past two, and let's go a thunderbolt and a save by Sobers, who had some great saves in the first and second half. But here's Forbes again. Put your laces through it, and she did that. Good save by Sobers, and Dominica survived the first attempt. This time it was Asher James and it was Forbes overlapping on the left-hand side. Instead of the shot, goes to the left foot, and James with the strike. Sobers comfortable in the end. Forbes was everywhere, so instrumental. The captain leading from example, and James just couldn't finish the pass. But here was the opening goal. Naked sprays it out wide to Hines, and look at this cross, right into the heart. Prince couldn't get there, and James with the clever finish to give TNT the 1-0 lead. His second goal in as many games for the number 10. But the ball just set everything up right on top of the 6-yard box. And number 10 made no mistake. 1-0 TNT. At the beginning of the second half, Trinidad and Tobago, Hines again. Ball over the top, Sarant, the nimble Sarant. Substitute, let's go a blisterer. Sobers can't hold on to it. And it's nestled into the far corner. Sarant looks up, says, has a shot. And Sobers goes into the far post. And it is 2-0 to Trinidad and Tobago. A commanding 2-0 lead at that. Ball sprayed out wide. Karen Forbes outruns Francis. Her left-footed shot, couldn't get around it. And it goes out for a goal kick for Dominica. But it just showed that Trinidad and Tobago asked the proper questions and played dominant throughout the entire game. So, full-time statistics in Leonora, Guyana. 15 shots to 2 to Trinidad and Tobago, 6 of those on goal. Fouls just about even, offsides 3-1, corners 5-1. Very indicative in the type of possession Trinidad and Tobago had, despite 47-53. Going back to those 15 shots to 2 is everything that Kenwin Jones and his coaching staff could have asked for from his team tonight. So TNT thoroughly dominant. Dominica still learning as a 2-0 win in Leonora, Guyana. And that's all from Group F tonight. Thank you for joining us for this CONCACAF Women's World Cup qualifier. My name is Ryan Davis. On behalf of the production crew, good night and see you soon.